Geeks for Geeks has a challenge for you, the 390 challenge. Choose what you want to learn in 2024 and aim to complete at least 90% of the course in the next 90 days. And if you do that, you get back 90% of what you paid for the course. We believe you can do that. Now all you got to do is commit to your success, commit with Geeks for Geeks.
Hello. Okay, guys, we are live. So, hello everyone. I'm Viraj Jain, your mentor at Geeks for Geeks, and today, guys, we're gonna continue with our Next.js part. So, right now, we just covered the routing and the basics of Next.js in previous videos. So, today we're gonna start with layout in Next.js, then we're gonna start with metadata in Next.js, then we're gonna start with navigation in Next.js. These three are important concepts which were remaining in Next.js. Then we have one more concept which we're gonna cover in upcoming video, that's Redux integration with Next.js. Then our Next.js would be completed, then we can easily make projects using Next.js. Okay, so now let's begin, guys. And first of all, I'm gonna explain you what's exactly layout. So let's take example of a website, of a good website, and suppose you are creating a website which has home page, about page, contact page. Okay, so let's create the home page. So I'm just gonna draw the home page. For example, let's draw it in this dark background, it looks better. Okay, so suppose you have a website which has home page and which has about page, which has contact page, and assuming that you might have other pages, but let's say we have these three pages. So suppose this is the home page. This is suppose the home page, right? So I'm just gonna write home here. Okay, and similarly suppose this is the about page, right? And I'm just gonna write about here. And similarly, guys, suppose this is the uh, contact page, so I'm just gonna write contact here. So what's the similarity between these three pages? There might be some common components which we're gonna show here. For example, this home page would be at the top. This home page would be having a navbar, and then some content of home page. Okay, then some exclusive content which is only for home page. Then we would have one footer. Similarly, guys, we're gonna have in the about page, we're gonna have similar elements. For example, in the about page also, you would have a navbar, right? And then some exclusive content of this about page, okay? And then the footer inside the about page. And similarly, guys, we're gonna have the navbar in contact page, and then some exclusive content of the contact page, right? And then the footer. So the similarity between these three pages is they are using same components. So instead of writing navbar again and again in each page and footer again and again in each page, we can actually create a layout, common layout. Okay, so I'm just gonna create a common layout for these three. Okay, for these three, I'm gonna create a layout. In this layout, what would happen? What would happen? A simple, you can assume a page would be created which would have a navbar, and in between the content of each pages, then we're gonna have a footer. That's what a layout is. Okay, so we're gonna create a common layout for all these three pages, or if you have more pages with following similar layout, you can follow this approach. Okay, so you can see that's how that's the purpose of basic layout, right? So I'm gonna just shift it a little bit. I'm just gonna scroll out a little bit so that it's more visible, right? So I hope this is now more visible. Now we're gonna use this layout in Next.js, right? Hello भैया, good evening. Sorry भैया, previous session miss हो गया. Can you state the major concepts you covered in previous short time? Okay, I'm gonna mention that. I hope TypeScript part you have already covered. It's available in the playlist in GeeksforGeeks development channel. So you can just learn TypeScript. I'm just mentioning that TypeScript. Okay, the playlist is available. We are following in the same playlist. And then after that, guys, we started with Next.js. So in Next.js, we first video was intro, okay, and second video was basics, and third video was routing. And this is the fourth session currently we are at. So fourth session, which is layouts, layouts, metadata, and today we are also going to cover navigation in Next.js. Okay, so these things are going to be covered today, and in Next.js, these were the previous things which I already done. Okay. So this was already done, and this was also already done, and TypeScript was already done. Okay, this part is already done, and today we are going to focus this. And in the next video, guys, we are going to focus on the Redux with Next.js integration. Redux and Next.js. Okay, so this would end up the theory part for us. Then after that, we are gonna make projects in the upcoming videos. Okay, so today it's all about layouts, metadata, and navigation. And in the next video, we're going to cover Redux and Next.js integration. Then after that, on the next upcoming videos, we're gonna focus on projects using Next.js and TypeScript. And we're gonna make a MERN stack project also. That's basically a full stack, complete full stack project with the front end and back end using MongoDB Express, Next.js and Node.js. Okay, we are not going to use React.js, we are going to use Next.js because we learned Next.js and we have to use TypeScript also, right? So please watch the previous videos, and all of that would be available in Geeks4Geeks development channel. You can check out the playlist. Okay, so guys, now let's continue back. So I hope you understood this layout part. Now we're going to implement this into our project, Next.js project. So if you want to get the project, what you can do is you can just visit your browser. Before continuing, guys, I'm gonna mention one more thing, that is what's Geeks4Geeks 390 challenge. I'm going to mention that. So Geeks4Geeks 390 challenge is basically a very great challenge for those of you who purchase courses from us and are not able to complete courses in a short time. So it's a very great motivation. What you can do is, if you purchase any course in the month of January and you finish 90% of the course within the next 90 days, you would get your 90% of the amount refunded. Okay, so you can read the steps here, you would get more clarity, and you can visit the website. This would take you to the page, and here you can look out for good courses. I would suggest that you can go for this full stack course, and you can also go with this DSA to development, which is the latest course. And then we have one more specific development and DSA courses also, so you can check out these as per your requirements. But I have followed this one also, and I have followed the DSA course also. I purchased that a lot of time ago when I started learning DSA. That's also a very great course. Okay, so you can check out those as per your requirement, right? So now let's continue. And one more thing, that this offer is only valid for January. That means if you purchase any course after January, this 390 challenge won't be applicable. You can get other offers from Geeks4Geeks, but this is only for January. 390 is only for January. Okay, now let's discuss about the previous classes and today's session source code. So what you can do is you can just visit my GitHub profile. You just need to type github.com/viraj014 in your browsers. I hope this is visible. Okay, so you can just type this and it will take you to my GitHub profile. You can follow me here, and you can check out my Instagram or LinkedIn also to follow me there. Okay, we can have a conversation. Now in the repositories, you can see we have a lot of repositories, and I've been taking a lot of sessions here. So you can see that, yeah, it's continuously updated. Okay, so now what you have to do is you just need to search for TypeScript Next.js GFG. Just search for this repo. You can mark it as a star so that it's saved in your stars section. Okay, so if you don't find this repo, you just need to search TypeScript typ. If you write typ, you would get this repo, and it's saved. Okay, TypeScript is done. I just missed the routing one. Okay, you missed the routing one. Routing is very important, so you can watch that. And also I have explained you normal routing, then dynamic routing, then grouped routing. So it's very helpful if you are building an e-commerce platform or a website which has different routes. So very good session. You can watch that. It's available in the playlist. Okay. Now you can see this is the repository. Here all the source code is available. Previous session source code is this one, Nextjs code GFG. Okay, this one. Okay, so in my PJ1 we are working on this specific project. So today I'm gonna continue on this project so that we would. Okay, I'm just gonna make a copy of this. Okay, I'm just gonna make a copy of this so that we have some separate things. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just open that project. Working on this folder and Next.js codes. I'm just gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste it here. Okay, so the copy of my pj1 is created. Okay, and it's taking some time. Okay, let's wait. Nowadays my PC also feels a little bit slower, so I have to upgrade it soon. Perfect. So I'm just gonna name this as my pj2. Okay, my pj2. It's just like more upgrades on my pj1. That's it. So I've opened my pj2 and I'll just open it with VS Code. And guys, here we're gonna discuss about layouts. Okay, we're gonna discuss about layouts. So you can see in the previous video we discussed about the routes. Okay, we created different routes. These were some routes which we already created in the previous video. You can watch that. Okay, very important. Okay, very important. Now today what we're gonna do is since we know what's routing, and right now I gave you a very good example of layout. What's the example of layout? You can see that if I'm talking about home page, about page, contact page, and also you have these three pages, and inside this you are showing same elements. In the home page also you are showing nav bar, in about page nav bar, in contact page you are showing a nav bar. In home page you are showing a footer, in about page you are showing a footer, and in contact page you are also showing a footer. So instead of writing things again and again on each page, we actually create a layout. Okay, we actually create a layout. In a layout, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create navbar, we're gonna create a footer, design a footer and a navbar, or we can call it from somewhere else. And in between, we're gonna show an empty division. Inside this empty division, we can call content of home, we can call content of about, we can call content of contact page as per the route. Okay, so if you are in the home route, what we're going to do is the layout would show content of home page. Okay, if you are in the about route, you're going to show content of about page. If you are in the contact route, the layout would show the content of contact page. Okay, so that's how it works. So we're gonna make this now. Okay, I'm gonna do one thing, guys, for you all. I'm just gonna delete everything. Okay, so I'm just gonna delete things for you all, and let's start with scratch. Okay, okay, I think it would warn me. Okay, I'll just click on yes, and then it would delete things. Perfect, perfect. Also, guys, if you have any doubts till now, you can ask me in the live chat. I'll be looking at your chats along with this. Okay. Yes, it's gonna ask me what warnings for every single thing. So just a second. Okay, and guys, now you can see that it's pretty clean. And when you start an Next.js application, you might see something like this: an app folder. Inside this we have page.tsx, which is basically home page, and a layout page, which is basically this page. Okay, so this is the default layout page which is always created, and you can see this looks like an HTML page. Okay, this looks like an HTML page. So just remember one thing: this is the root layout page. We might have hundreds of layouts in this application for each, but this is only one type of layout. This is known as root layout, where you are gonna have only one HTML tag. Root layout will only have the HTML tag. Rest other layouts won't be having HTML tag. Okay, because they are for inner pages, and this is for the main website. So this is the root layout. You would say that this is the root layout and would be created by default. Okay, so for example, I delete this, and I only have this home page which is created by default. Now if I just go to my terminal and let's run this application, let's see what happens. Okay, so someone mentioned, so layout in Next.js is like interface in TypeScript. We do interface. Yes, blueprint. Okay, blueprint. Yes, blueprint, good example. Okay, so let's run this application. I'm gonna run it like npm run dev. So if I run this application, you would see that in app folder, if I try to call this into a website, okay, just call this. Okay, so I'm just gonna call it here localhost 3000, sorry. So you can see automatically layout.tsx is created. Okay, so this must be there. If it's not there, that would be automatically created. Okay, so Next.js has a default layout. Now in this layout, suppose in each page of my website, I know one thing, that I would be using a navbar and I would be using a footer. Let's create different pages. Okay, again I'm going to use some concepts of routing here, so please watch the previous video. So here, if I want to create one route, that is by default home page is this one, right? This is the home page, right? That means this is the home route. Okay, this is the home route. You can see this is showing the home data. Okay, if I just zoom in, you can see this is showing the home data. Perfect. If I want to create, suppose, a route for contact page. Okay, someone asked what does React Node does. Okay, I think you are pretty confused with this. Okay, basically React JS, okay, you say it as React JS, is used for building front end of your website. And right now we are learning Next.js, which is a modified version of React JS. Okay, so first of all, your concept must be clear. React JS is used for building the front end of the website. For example, you see Instagram, you see the colors, you see the profile pictures, you see the position of elements, you see the text size. All of that comes in the front end of the website. So basically, front end is built using a lot of technologies, but for MERN stack, we basically use React.js, and the modified version of React.js is Next.js, which we are learning. Okay, now you are mentioning one more thing, Node. Okay, so React and Node are different. I mentioned React.js. Okay, so React.js is different and Node.js is different. Okay, if you are saying React, that means you are talking about React.js. I hope React.js is clear, used for front end. Now, what is Node.js? Node.js is used for building backend of the website. It's like, for example, I want to search any product on Amazon. I type mobile phone. Okay, so this request would go to the backend. Now in backend, some language must be used. Okay, some people use Python also. In some cases, some people use Java also. I am using Node.js in the backend. Okay, so backend would handle my request. I am searching for mobile phones, so backend would search for mobile phones for me. Okay, then would send it back to the front end. Okay, so Node.js is used in the backend. So if you learn the complete MERN stack, you would understand more about these things. But in short, I have mentioned that React.js is used for front end and Node.js is used for backend. Okay, now let's continue. And this is the default layout. Okay. Okay. You mentioned one thing, that is React Node. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't see that. Okay, so for that, I'm sorry. So for that, you can see that right now we have children. Okay, we have children. So this is, we are using TypeScript, right? We are using TypeScript. So here we have to actually mention the types. Okay, so I've just mentioned the type of this is React Node. I told you in TypeScript we have strings, number, and different types. So this is a type created by React.js officials. They created this so that I want to tell this page what's children. Children can be a string, children can be a number, children can be anything, children can be any boolean value. What's this children? In this case, children is a React.js component. So to denote the type of React.js component, we write React.React node. Okay, so here you can, what is children here? What is children here? Children means that inside body, you are showing home page. You can see this is the home page. This is what React component. Okay, this is the React component, right? So this is basically a React component and you are showing it inside this. So children is basically a type. Okay, we are just representing children as a variable, and type of children is basically React.React node. Okay, so like according to you, if you just watch it directly, you won't be able to understand this, but it's like if you have some JSX element, this is JavaScript XML, or you can, if you are writing in TypeScript, so this is again similar to JavaScript XML. So for representing JavaScript XML elements, JSX elements, we actually have React node. Okay, if I just hover on this, I think I might get this. Okay, so yes, you can see that, yeah, JavaScript element, a lot of things are here. Okay, generally you would say that you are showing a component here. Okay, you are showing a home component here. So for representing its type, we write React.React node. Okay, so this is the home component. Instead of this, we can show other components also. So if, for example, if I create another component, for example, I create another route. So let's say we have a route named as contact. So contact page. Okay, so contact route. Inside this, guys, if I just write page.tsx, and if I write RAFCE, you can see that contact page is created. Okay, so I'm just gonna write this is contact page. Okay, this is contact page. Now one more thing if I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy this and paste it here, and this time, guys, I'm gonna name it as about page. Okay, and inside about, I'm gonna just say that this is about page. Now you can see we created basic routes, and we already covered this in the last video, that is about route, contact route. We also covered dynamic routes, nested routes, a lot of grouped routes also. All that was covered in the last video. But still, in short, we created 3 routes. Home is the default route. You can see this is home default route. Then we created the contact route, contact page. Then we created about page, about route. You don't need to install anything for routing in Next.js. Okay, this is the normal folder structure which we create. According to this, routes are created. Now let's test this. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna come here and just gonna type about. Once you write about, you can see you're getting the about page. If you write contact, okay, if you write contact, you can see this is the contact page. Perfect. Now you can see that this is perfect, but in contact page I want to show navigation bar. So what I can do is I can create a component of navigation bar. For creating components, what have I told you is just go to components. Okay, just go to components. Inside this, guys, I'm going to create a folder named as navbar. Okay, and okay, it's totally up to you. If you don't want to create a folder, you can directly create a file. Okay, I can just directly create a file. That's also fine. So navbar dot tsx. Okay, I'm just gonna create a TypeScript XML file. At the end, it's a JavaScript XML file, just like a React component. And here I'm just gonna write RAFCE. This is the shortcut which we are using. If you don't know how to get this shortcut, you can watch my previous video. To install that shortcut, you can just write ES7 plus. If you write this, you would get this shortcut. Okay, you just need to you just need to install this one. Okay, you just need to install this one, and then you can get boilerplates, okay, very easily. So just install this and then you're good to go. Perfect. Now you can see as soon as I write RAFCE, after installing that extension, you can see I got this snippet. Okay, so you can see we have a navigation bar. Okay, so I'm just gonna write it as this is a nav bar. Okay, this is a nav bar. Now I'm gonna show this inside, suppose, contact page. Okay, inside contact page. So I'm just gonna write navbar tag here. Okay, navbar tag here. Perfect. Right, and I'm just gonna import it. So control and space, and if I click this, you can see it's imported. Perfect. Now similarly, we're gonna have one footer element also. So inside the components, I'm gonna create one more element for footer. So footer.tsx. Okay, so inside this also I'm gonna show the footer. Suppose I'm just gonna show here, this is footer, this is a footer. Perfect. So you can see we have a footer also. So in the contact page, I'm gonna show my footer also. So just right here footer, and it would be important. Perfect. So now if I show you the contact page, you can see this is a navbar, then the content of contact page, then you can see this is footer. Okay, now similarly, if I wanna do the same thing for the about page, what I can do is I can just do it similarly for the about page. Okay, I can just write, instead of this, I can just write this is about page. Okay, you can see this is perfect. Okay, in the about page also, now you are able to show navbar and footer. So if I just want to write about page, okay, if I write about, can see in the about page also you are able to show this is a navbar, this is about page, and this is a footer. Perfect. But suppose now I want to show the same things in my home page. If I go to home page, you can see I'm not able to show this directly. Okay, again I have to write it this way in the home page. So I'll just copy this and I would go to my home page, page.tsx is my home page, and here, guys, I would just paste things. Okay, so I'll just paste out things. Okay, so this is what home page, and control space and control space. So you can see that in home page also, now you're able to see this, but you can see things are repeated here. You are again calling navbar and footer in every page. Okay, but you know that navbar and footer are used in each and every page of my website, whether it's a simple 404 page also. In that page also you are showing a navbar. That means in each page you are showing a navigation bar. So if you want something like this, okay, right now let's skip the 404 part, but if I talk about general pages like home page, about page, contact page, profile page, login page, logout page, different pages, okay, register page, forgot password page, in every page you are showing navbar and footer. In that case, what you can exactly do is you can simply go to layout, this root layout, a root layout, because I want to show it in each and every page. That's why I'm showing it in root layout. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut this part, just cut this part, and I'm gonna write navbar. Okay, I'm gonna write navbar, then show children, then footer. Just exact format. Okay, so children can be anything now. Each and every layout in this page, each and every component of this page. Okay, children can be anything. That's what I told you, home page, about page, or contact page, whatever it is. That means a JavaScript XML element would come inside this. Okay, द डेवलपर भैया कैसे हो आप? अरे बहुत बढ़िया हूँ, फिलहाल तो सही हूँ, बीच में थोड़ी तबीयत खराब हो गई थी, बाकी आप बताएं. Okay, so now what we have done is, in the root layout we have simply mentioned navbar and footer. So this would be shown in each and every page. Now home page would also show navbar and footer, contact page would also show navbar and footer, and about page would also show navbar and footer. Let's see. Okay, so you can see now things are shown double times because we are again mentioning them in each page also. So I'm gonna remove these from here. Okay, now since I have mentioned things in root layout, you can see root layout has its own navbar and footer, so we don't need to mention it again and again on each page. Okay, so I'm just gonna remove navbar and footer from each page now, and only the root layout would be helping me to show this data. So you can see that this is the home page, and you can see I'm getting this. Okay, if I show you the about page, you can see I'm getting things. Okay, if I show you the contact page, you can see I'm able to get this. Perfect. Now one more important doubt: can I create my own layout? Can I create my own layout? So let's do this. So right now, I hope you understood till now. Let's assume we have a grouped layout. Okay, we have a grouped route. Okay, for example, we have a grouped route for auth. Okay, so for creating group route for auth, I'm just gonna say that we have auth. Okay, suppose inside this we have login route. Okay, we have login route, and suppose we have one more route for register. हम भी आपके गाइडेंस के कारण अच्छे हैं, कोडिंग करें, चलो बढ़िया है. That's great. Okay, so here guys, in the login part, I'm gonna mention page.tsx. Okay, tsx, and I'm just gonna write here RAFCE, and I'm just gonna write here this is login page. Okay, and similarly we're gonna have one more here, just gonna have page.tsx, and I'm just gonna write RAFCE, and this is register page. Okay, so now you can see what I have done is I have created an auth route. Inside this we have two different routes. So auth slash login would land me up to this page, and auth slash login would land me up to this page. Auth slash register would land me up to this page. Let's see how it works. So if I write here auth, you won't get anything. Okay, but if you write auth slash login, you would get login page. Okay, if you write auth slash register, you would get the register page. That means in each page you're still able to see navbar and footer. Now guys, what you can do is, suppose for login page I have to create custom layout. That means I don't want to show navbar and footer, I want to show something else. So what I can do is, here itself I'm gonna create a file named as layout.tsx. Inside the login route I'm talking about the layout. Okay, so it's layout, LAY. Okay, so inside this I have to show the same things which are visible here. So I'm just gonna copy this, and I am gonna paste it here, and right now you can see everything is fine. I'm gonna explain this metadata later on, but just remove this HTML tag. Okay, just remove this HTML tag, and I'm just gonna create a normal division here. Okay, and now inside this I'm just gonna paste my children. Okay, since this is an inner layout, so obviously we won't be mentioning HTML tag again and again, because HTML tag and body tag are only mentioned once. Okay, you know this, but we can mention div tags, that would work. Okay, so now let's see. First of all, I'm just gonna write here h1. Okay, h1, and here I'm just gonna say this is क्या नाम दे दे यार, दिस इज custom layout element. Okay, I'm just gonna write it like this. You can just mention an element like navbar or footer. I'm just gonna write a h1 tag. Okay, for login page. Okay, that's it. Now let's see the login page. So if I go to the login page, you can see, if I go to the login page, you can see I'm able to see the navbar, I'm able to see this, and I'm able to see the editor. So you can see, for only for the login page you are able to see this. That means root elements, that the root layout would be showing the navbar and footer, that would always be there. But if you want to show your custom data, if you want to show your custom things, what you can do is you can create a separate layout. For login we created a separate layout, right? We created a separate layout. Inside this, guys, what we have done is we simply have shown our element, okay, our shown element, custom element which we want to show. Okay, so this would only be shown for login page. If I go for register page, if I go for register page, I won't be able to see this. Okay, so I can do the same thing for register page also, or just paste it in the register, and I'm just gonna say this is custom layout for register page. Okay, so you can see that for register page also I'm able to see this now. Okay, I'm able to see this, but instead of this I can create a common layout for both these two. Okay, how can I do this? So if I just delete this, and if I just delete it from here also, I'm just gonna remove it, and inside the auth folder I'm gonna create layout. Okay, I think I have to uh, I'm just going to copy this, cut this actually, and I'm gonna paste it inside auth folder. Okay, yes, right. So I think that must work, and from register I'm gonna delete this. Okay, so inside log in you can see I just now have the only page.tsx, and similarly for the register page I only have page.tsx, right? Now we have a common layout for both of these inside the auth folder. Inside the auth folder we have this. Okay, so you can see that this is a custom layout element for login page. Okay, so here you can see that this is the common layout, so I'm just gonna say this is common layout, custom layout for common auth pages. Okay, common auth pages, perfect. So guys, here you can see that this is a navbar, and this is common auth pages, and this is register page. So for register page also you are able to see the common auth page. Okay, I'm just going to zoom out, and for login also you can see that I'm able to see the same layout. Okay, you can see I'm able to see the same layout, perfect. ओके, नाउ समवन मेंशन अगर किसी पेज पर हमें नैबर और फुटर नहीं चाहिए तो कैसे करेंगे? ओके, उसके लिए कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है, वी हैव टू जस्ट रिमूव दैट फ्रॉम layout. Okay, from root layout, from this root layout we have to remove navbar and footer. Okay, we only have this option. All right, so now I'm just gonna close it all. Okay, I'm just gonna close it all, and now guys I have explained one thing, that is a layout. Okay, now we have explained one thing, that's a layout. Now after learning what are layouts, we are going to learn about one more thing that is very important, and that's basically our metadata. Okay, you might see a term here named as metadata. What's exactly metadata? If I talk about metadata, it's like basically two things are there in metadata. Okay, so I'm just gonna mention metadata here. You can search about metadata on Google also, so you might find similar definition or a little bit different. So yeah, what's exactly metadata? I'm just gonna write here. So metadata. So metadata is like, first of all, metadata can be of helpful in SEOs. SEO simply means search engine optimization. Okay, so if you search about the benefits of Next.js, they would also always mention that Next.js is very beneficial for SEO, search engine optimization. As a developer, you might know about SEO, but let me tell you what's SEO. SEO is like if you search if you search Geeks for Geeks on Google, you find Geeks for Geeks at the top, right? You find Geeks for Geeks at the top. It's like there might be some fake websites also, but you find the original one at the top. That means the original one website is first of all popular, as well as the SEO is done really great for that website. That means the developer who developed Geeks for Geeks, the website of Geeks for Geeks, has really managed the SEO very well. So managing the SEO simply means ranking your website higher. Okay, so we have a lot of things like what your website does, what's the title of your website, and different kind of things. Okay, so SEO is useful for that. Okay, now we have different kind of things also. We have title for the website, basic SEO I'm gonna mention here because I am not that much great in SEO, so I'm just gonna do basic SEO. So title and description of each page, or of your website, description of each page. Okay, then you also have one more thing, that is title, tab name. Okay, tab name, it's like right now I don't remember the exact name, I'm gonna search it on Next.js. So tab name, it's like when you go to a browser, at the top of the browser you have different tabs. So what text is written here? For Google it's Google, for GeeksforGeeks it's GeeksforGeeks. At the top that's written, so that's what I'm talking about, tab name. So different kind of things, and then we have fav icon also. Different kind of things are really important here. So Next.js really helps for that. And we have default SEO. You can see that if I talk about my website, you can see we are working on this project. You can see we have Next.js at the top. This is the default text provided by Geek in Next.js. And if I right click, inspect, and if I go to this head, you can see guys that we have title as Next.js and some kind of content here generated by Next.js. Okay, so this is used for SEO. Okay, although I'm gonna mention I'm not good at SEO, I don't know that much about of SEO, but these tools are used for SEO. Okay, so we're gonna try to manipulate that. Okay, let's do this. Just give me a second. Okay, so first of all, let's try to manipulate the default ones. You can see where are we getting this from. So we are getting this from our root layout, right? Inside the root layout, if I just show you my root layout, you can see that this is what the root layout, right? So I'm just gonna say that title is what? Geeks for Geeks. Okay, so Geeks for Geeks home. Okay, I'm gonna mention it like this. Okay, I'm just gonna write it like this only. Okay, and I'm just gonna say welcome to 390. Okay, welcome to 390 challenge. Perfect. So here you can see that what has happened. If I just refresh, okay, right now we are in login. I'm just gonna go to home page. So you can see for home page, you can see we have Geeks for Geeks and we have this description. Now for login, why didn't we get this? Okay, if I just show you the login or auth route, any other auth route. So if I write auth/register, if I write auth/login, in both cases, you would still see Next.js and generated by Next.js. Why we are able to see this? Why the content hasn't changed? Because they both have custom layouts, right? You can see this also has a custom layout, and you can see we are able to see the same thing. That means inside the auth we are using a custom layout, this layout, right? And here you can see they have their own metadata. Okay, so we have to change this. Okay, so I'm just gonna say auth routes. So I'm just gonna write here auth routes. Okay, and they are for auth routes. Okay, something like this. Okay, so now you can see that for register, for login page also I'm able to see auth routes, and for register page also we are able to see the same title and description. So you can see that's it, right? So that's basically you can use for SEO. And after this guys, one more thing important, that is if I suppose have a product page. Okay, if I have a product page, let's create that. So right now if I just remove this, if I just close everything from here, and let's create a product page. So I'm just gonna say products routes. Okay, so products, and inside this guys I'm gonna create one page.tsx, and here we are going to mention some products. So RFCE, and here we have some products. For example, we have one p tag for product 1. Okay, similarly guys, we have one p tag for product 2. Similarly we have one p tag for product 3. Similarly product 4. Okay, so product 4, suppose we have 4 products in this product page. So if I just show you products page, products, so you can see we have product 1, product 2, product 3, product 4. Suppose I create a nested route for this products page. Okay, a nested route for products page. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna say that inside this we have a nested route, actually a dynamic route, I'm sorry, dynamic route, and let's name it as products id. Okay, so if suppose if I create a page inside this page dot tsx, okay, and here I'm just gonna write RAFCE, here I'm just gonna write this is a single product page. So what I mean is if I click on any single product, if I click on product 1, I must go to one route, that is slash product1. Okay, so I'm gonna go inside this, and you can see I'm able to see single product page. If I write product 2, then also it would land me up to single product page. If I go to product 3, it would land me up to this same page. Okay, so now in this page, first of all, I want to show this, I want to show the params. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna come here and I'm just gonna say params, okay, params. And here guys, I'm just gonna represent the types of this param. So type props equals and params, and inside this what we have sent product id. So we already covered this in last video, you can watch that in the routing video. This is the routing part which we covered. Okay, now I'm just gonna mention that type here. So here itself I'm just gonna mention props. Okay, yes, so that's the type which I mentioned. So I'm saying that from previous pages this object would come, okay. Now I'm just gonna show the this single page for, and I'm just gonna mention the product ID. Okay, so params dot prod product ID. Okay, so now you would see the product ID here. You can see for product 3. If I type here product 2, you would see the product 2. If I write here product 1, you would see the product 1. That's perfect. But I want to show this at the top also. I want to show this at the top also in the metadata also. How can I do this? So for doing that, what I can do is I can just write one thing, that is export const generate some function like this, generate metadata. Okay, metadata. And guys, inside this I'm gonna just pass on my props again, params, params, and the type of this is props, right? I think I did one mistake. Just a second guys. Okay, I did one mistake I guess. Okay, and the type of this is what? Metadata. Okay, now that's it, and I'm gonna close it. Okay, so now first of all you can see that cannot find the name metadata. Okay, actually we have to import metadata from Next. If I just press control space, and you can see that it would be imported. Now I'm gonna return what? I'm gonna return the title. So what I'm saying, the title for the specific page, I'm gonna return that title. So I'm just gonna say the title for this specific page would be what? So for this specific page, I'm gonna say that the title for this specific page would be product, and then I'm gonna mention the ID which I got here. Okay, I'm just gonna mention the ID directly. Okay, I'm just gonna mention the ID directly. So dollar and the params dot product ID. Okay, product ID. Okay, so you can see at the top I would just show this. Okay, so let's see. So you can see that at the top I'm able to see product 1. Instead of this, if I write something like this, Harshal Jain. Okay, if I write HARSHAL, Harshal, so you can see at the top I'm able to see this title. Because if you want to change the title according to your dynamic content, you can see this content is dynamic, right? It can change at any time. You don't have any fixed title. For that you can just change the title like this. Okay, so it's very beneficial for SEO again. Okay, so now that's how you can change things. I hope you understood this part. And now one more important thing, that is we have one more thing, we have some template also. For example, you have the root layout. You just go to the root layout, and you can see you are showing some things. Okay, you are showing some things here. What I'm gonna do is in the title itself we can actually make it an object. Okay, so inside this if I say that template, okay, template is what? I'm just gonna say that first of all, whatever you are showing, just show that, and after that, always show Geeks for Geeks. Geeks for Geeks. Suppose I'm gonna show it like this. Okay. Okay, I'll just remove the spaces. Okay, perfect. So I'm saying whatever you wanna show. But after that, just show this sign and write Geeks for Geeks. Okay, and one more thing, that is the default value which was previously written. Okay, previously we have written Geeks for Geeks just in a single string, and if I destructure it, you can see that's the object which I created. If I write default as Geeks for Geeks, I mean the same thing which was previously written. Okay, so if previously Geeks for Geeks was written, okay, so that's what I've written, Geeks for Geeks. Okay, so now I'm just gonna give a comma, and here you would see that after Herschel you see Geeks for Geeks. That means I'm saying just show whatever you have, and after that show Geeks for Geeks. If I show you the home page, you can see for the home page you just get Geeks for Geeks. Okay, but for other pages, like if I talk about auth/login, So you can see for that also I'm able to get Geeks for Geeks. Okay, that's a template. So in some page, in some cases, you always want to show this template. So you write it like this. Okay, it's not only for root layout, you can do this for any other page also, any other internal layout. Like for this layout also, you can do the same things. Okay, you can do the same things, right? So guys, I hope you understood this part also, and I think some people have a doubt. Okay. भैया SEO also includes responsive design for all devices. मुझे इतना आइडिया नहीं है यार SEO का, so I can't comment on that, but I think SEO is mainly based on the content. It's like it's not about the size of things, but it's like the content mostly. Okay, so I have to search about it exactly, that what's the exact purpose of SEO. All right. So guys, now let's continue, and this is what we covered. We now covered the layout part, then we covered the SEO part. After this, we have one more topic, that's navigation. So navigation is a short topic and it can be covered very easily. Okay. So description of metadata helps in SEO. Yes, yes, yes. It's like, for example, you are in this auth layout. Okay, you are in this auth layout. If you are describing what is this auth page doing, that means this is the authentication page of Geeks for Geeks. So if someone search for auth page of Geeks for Geeks, they would land up to this website. Okay, because we have described it beautifully, right? So that's what it is. So it would help you rank your website search higher on Google search. Okay, so the more better you can add a description and a good title, the easier it is to search your website. Okay. Right. So now guys, let's discuss about our one more important thing, that is navigation. Okay, so remember we created the nav bar, but here the problem was, suppose if I want to go to the home page, what I'm doing right now is I'm just writing home here. Okay, I'm just going to the home page like this. If I want to go to the contact page, I'm going to contact like this. Okay, that means this is not the way. Okay, you have to click buttons, then you go to other page, right? So for that we have navigation. That's what we call navigation. Okay, so I'm just gonna search for navigation, because in future this might change in Next.js, and previously that has happened to me. That's why I'm just taking you to the website and then routing and navigating, right? Routing and navigating. And here you can see we basically have two types. Okay, we basically, inside navigation we have basically two types. Either you can use link tag, or the second method is you can create an instance of use router. So first of all, let's try to use the link tag. If I just copy this and I'm gonna come here, and I'm just gonna say that, for example, we have a link tag here. Okay, we have a link tag here, and at the top, suppose we are creating a link tag and href, and suppose I want to send the user to which page. I'm gonna send the user to home page on clicking of this. Okay, so what I can do is I can just create it like this, and here this is totally up to you. You can create a button and you can just say we are talking about home page. So you can see that now after this, one home button would be created. Okay, so you can say as soon as I click on this, I'm taken to the home page. Okay, similarly, if I copy this and I paste it here, and I'm just gonna write contact. Okay, and I'm just gonna write here, if someone clicks on this contact button, I'm gonna take the user to contact page. You can see that's how it works. Now one more thing is, like, if you just copy this and you just say contact instead of this, if we have about page, you're gonna take the user to about page. Okay, so this would take the user to about page, right? About page. Perfect. And then guys, we have one more. For example, we are gonna take the user to login page, register page, and this for login page. Okay, so we have a login button also, and then we have a register button also. Okay, then we have one more button for products, PRODUCTS. Okay, so PRODUCTS, right? So inside this, guys, if I click on login, you can see. So okay, one more mistake which I did here is I have to mention /auth/login. Okay, /auth/login. Okay, now it's perfect. So if I click on login, you can see I am taken to, okay, let's go here. I'm taken to login page, register page. Okay, so you can see it's perfect, but you can see that auth here is unnecessary. To how to skip this? So what we can do is, instead of writing auth like this, we're gonna just pass circular brackets. Okay, just pass circular brackets here. So auth would be skipped. Okay, so now it would be skipped, and I think I need to close this. Yes, and it would take a few seconds, then it would be done. Okay, just wait for a few seconds. Okay, it's taking time, so till then we can continue with our job. So you can see what actually happened is, if I click on the home page, I'm taken to the home page, contact, about, and then auth page and register page. Okay, so यार बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम लग रहा है. No. Okay, I think now it must work. थोड़ा VS Code में भी टाइम लग जाता है, because you can see that it's behaving really slow. Okay, I'm just gonna close this window, and let's see now it works or not. So again, if I go here, open with code, and now you can see, yes, it's changed. Okay, it's changed. Now if I just open the project, npm run dev, so it would open the project. Okay, so sometimes the VS Code would lag, so yeah, we have to manage that also. So you can see that it's done, and now if I just refresh, it would show me whatever. Right now you can see, now it's showing me auth slash register is not valid, because we just bracket out the auth folder. So what I mean is, now auth folder is not required. So if you write directly like this, you can see now it's working. Okay, so what I can do is, now I don't really need this, because what we have done, we have just passed brackets in this auth. So that means now it's not a route, it's a grouped folder. Okay, inside this we have login route, we have register route. Okay, now it's basically a grouped folder. Okay, so I'm just gonna remove this also. Done. And you can see all routes are done. Now let's talk about the products route. So if I go to the products route, you can see I'm taken to the products page. Okay, now inside this product page, you can see if I click on each product, any product, I want the user to be taken to that product page. Okay, so I want the, if I click on product one, suppose I want to take the user to that page, I want to take the user to product one page, this page, right? So for that, what I can do is, I can use navigation. Okay, so let's come back to this products page. This is the products page, right? This is the products page. Now inside this, guys, yeah, this is the product page. Now inside this, guys, we have two options. Either we can use link tag, either you can use router. Okay, so since in the navbar I have already used link tag, so you know how to use link tag. We're just gonna pass slash product id. Let me just do this. Okay, भाई फिटनेस ऐप का कोड अपडेट कर दो प्लीज. अरे यार, I'm actually really trying to update that code. What actually happened is, like when I was cleaning my computer, that code was really gone. Okay, so I have uploaded the other parts of the project completely, but I think the admin panel's last video isn't uploaded. The code of that isn't uploaded. So what I'm doing is, I'm trying to retry to code it. Okay, so it's taking time. That's why, and I'm also busy in this. That's why, bro. Else I would have uploaded. I have uploaded every single project in my GitHub profile, but accidentally I deleted that specific project. So it's impossible for me to recover that. So that's why I'm watching my own tutorial to code my own project. So it's taking time, that's why. Okay, so in it would definitely take me a few days, but I would upload that. Okay, right. So now, guys, I'm gonna first of all use the link tag here. Okay, I'll just use the link tag here. So I'm just gonna type import link from uh, next link. Okay, yes, perfect. Next link, it's next link, right? Yes. So I'm saying that if I click on product one, I want to take the user to product one page. Okay, so I'm just gonna write here link. Okay, link to link href equals, and guys, inside this I'm just gonna say I want to take the user to which page. Okay, I'm gonna take the user to product page, right? Product slash product one. Okay, so I'm just gonna say first of all this tag. Okay, this backticks. Okay, backticks. And then, guys, inside this you need to write slash products slash product1. Okay, slash product one, and I'm gonna close it. And right now you can see we are able to get this, because we have to mention the bracket also. Okay, so I'm just gonna mention the brackets, and that's it. And now we need a closing tag, and now inside this we can just show our p tag. Okay, so I'm just gonna show my p tag here. Okay, p tag would be shown here. Perfect. Now अब डॉक्टर को खुद की दाल चावल खाना पड़ेगा, खुद की दवाई, अच्छा दवाई खाना पड़ेगा। अरे यार कौन है भाई, फोन साइलेंट करना पड़ गया, कोई बात नहीं। चलो, वी हैव दिस product 1. Okay, so now let's test this. If I click on this, you can see if I click on product 1, I am taken to this product 1 page. Perfect. Now similarly let's do it for product 2 also. Okay, similarly we are going to do this for product 2 also. Similarly we're going to do this for product 3 also. But the problem here is, again, you can see I have to write things manually. How can I do this? How can I do this automatically? For that you would use mapping in JavaScript. So let's use mapping also here. So I'm just gonna say const my pds. Okay, pds that github and own tutorial case. Yes. एग्जैक्टली बहुत बोरिंग होता है यार, खुद को ट्यूटोरियल देखना तो सबसे अनोइंग काम लगता है मुझे. So I'm just gonna say that this product ID is 1 and name is suppose product 1. Okay, and suppose some description for this is some description. Okay, so let's copy this and paste it here and paste it here and paste it here. And this is product 2 and this is product 3 and this is product 4. थोड़ा description बदल देते हैं, इसका भी थोड़ा सा डिस्क्रिप्शन और इसका भी थोड़ा सा description. Okay, so now you can see that I've given them, and now I'm just gonna give them some ID also, ID3, ID4. Okay, perfect. So I've created 4 products. I'm gonna map it using JavaScript. So let's do this. It's very easy. So just comment this part out. Okay, just comment this part. Instead of this p tag, you can create a whole division, a card of product. Okay, this is just for educational purpose. Right now I'm just creating a single p tag so that you know what's the link tag. Okay, or you can just create a complete product card, you can show details there also. But right now, just for explaining, I have just created a single p tag here. Okay, so here again I'm just gonna say that we have products, right? So I'm just gonna write products my pds, sorry, my pds dot map. Okay, I'm gonna say each product would be mapped like this. Okay, each product would be mapped, and inside this, guys, I'm just gonna uh, write this is what I'm gonna return. Okay, so I'm just gonna say, and instead of writing things manually, what I've done is I've just passed the JavaScript parameter of the product ID. So I've just gotten each object would be having an ID. Instead of an ID, I'm just gonna show name. Okay, name would be better. So you can see that I've said that if I click on this, I'm gonna take the user to this page. Okay, so let's try this. So you can see again the mapping is done. If I click on this product 1, yes. If I go to product 2, you can see product 2. If I click on product 3, perfect. So you can see it's very easy. Now suppose if I create one more product, I don't need to code again. Okay, so this is like for dynamic data. You get this kind of data from backend. You can get thousands of products from backend, or you can get 5 products from the backend. Okay, so in all cases you don't need to code again now. Okay, you just have gotten this data from your backend. You got this data from backend and you just map the data into your front end. Very easy, right? So this is it. Now click on this and product 5, so you can see we got the product 5. Okay, product 4, product 4. Okay, so that's how the navigation works. Okay, so guys, this is one way of navigating. Another way which I'll tell you right now is use router. Okay, so I'm just gonna do it right now here only, or else I'm gonna do this in, okay, here only. I'm just gonna do this here only. Okay, so right now you can see that this is the first type, that is linking, that's navigation. Second type of navigation is basically use router. Okay, so you can see that we basically have a lot of things here. Yeah, this one I'm talking about, this one, import use router from next navigation. Okay, so I'm just gonna import this. Okay, and I'm just gonna say we have a function const send to some page. Okay, let's create a function here, and I'm just gonna say page name would be called here, suppose, and this would be a string. Okay, actually product name, pd name. Okay, so pd name, okay, pd name would be called here. Okay, now I'm just gonna say create an instance of router. So let's see how to create an instance. You can see that's how they create the instance of a router. Just paste this, and here I'm just gonna write router dot push. Inside this, guys, you just need to write what page you are sending, okay, what page you are sending your person to. Okay, so I'm just gonna write this backtick sign, and then I'm just gonna write products slash and then pd name. Okay, so whenever I call this function, I'm just gonna send the user to this page. So this is another way of navigating. One way is using link tag, another way is using router. In some cases you might use router, like for example, if user is not logged in, so first of all you would call a function, you would go to backend and you'll check things, then after that you would do something. Okay, so it's like that. When you're calling a function, inside that you have to perform routing, you can use router. But if you have a button, in that case you want to perform routing, that means you can use link tag. Okay, so for this we have uses. Actually I'm just gonna return it directly. Okay, return this. Okay, now what you have to do is we have to call this function. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy this, and actually I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna paste it here. And if I have this kind of thing, so I'm just gonna say remove this link tag. Now instead of this, we are just gonna say on click, we are gonna send the user to this product name page. Okay, so the first of all the function would be called, inside this I'm passing the product name. Now inside this function I am saying that push the user to this page, product name page. Okay, so now let's see again the same thing would happen, and you can see first of all it's saying that it really it needs use client. Okay, at the top, so you need to write use client at the top. So you need to write use client at the top. Okay, so that's it. So you can see now it's here. So if I click on this, you can see I've taken to product 1 page. If I click on product 2, you can see product 2 page, product 5 page. So that's how, again, this is the second type of navigation which we perform right now, right? So guys, I hope you understood this. Now we need to perform one more important thing, and that's basically active and inactive. So for example, you have a navigation bar and you want to highlight the home page if home page is active, you want to highlight the contact page if contact page is active. How you can do that? How you can do that? So for that, what you need to do is you need to know which page you are at. For example, navbar is used in every page. You can see navbar is used in home page also, contact page also, about page. So I'm gonna say if I'm about page, I wanna highlight about button. How can I do this? So for that we have path name. Okay, so I'm just gonna type here use path uh, name in Next.js. I'm just gonna type this here, and yes, you can see we have this. So I'm just gonna copy this. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this, and I'm gonna paste it anywhere. Okay, okay, let's paste it here, and that's it, guys. I'm gonna just write it here. Now we are gonna use the use path name. How it would be used? So it's like you want to get the current path name. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy this, and I'm just gonna paste this here, and I'm just gonna say that use uh, effect. Whenever there is a change in path name, I'm gonna print it. Okay, whenever there is a change in path name, I'm gonna print it. Okay, so let's try to print it. Console.log path name. Okay, so let's see if it works. So if I go to console and if I just refresh first, so right now you can see we are in about page. So I got slash about because of path name, we printed it. If I go here, you can see home page. If I go here about, if I go here login, and if I go here register, if I go here product. Okay, so that's it. And one more thing is each child needs a key. Okay, so one more thing in the products page, I think we haven't provided the key. Okay, uh, key equals product ID. Okay, I think this must work. Okay, yes, now it's perfect. So you can see for each page I'm getting home, contact, about, login, register, products. So you can see for each page I'm getting the path name. Perfect. Now according to this path name, I'm gonna say that if the path name is home, I'm gonna highlight this home button. If a path name is contact, I'm gonna highlight this contact button. If the path name is about, I'm gonna highlight the about button. If the path name is login, I'm gonna highlight the about button. So for that, let's create some basic CSS. So I'm just gonna create styles here. So inside the styles folder, I'm gonna say navbar dot module dot css. Okay, I'm just gonna say that dot active, and here guys I'll just say that background color is suppose yellow. If the button is active, I'm just gonna say background color would be yellow. Okay, for now I'm just named it like this. Now here I would just say that I'm storing the path name here, right? So that's it. So I'm just gonna say that if path name equals this home page, then I'm gonna show this, else I'm gonna show this. Okay, that means this is for the active. Okay, so first of all I'm gonna import css. So import styles from dot slash actually sorry, slash, actually we have to write at the rate slash and then styles slash navbar modules. Yes, that's the path. Okay, so styles, inside this I'm just gonna copy this and I'm just gonna use it here. Okay, so here suppose I'm just gonna give that active class, so I'll just write styles dot active. Let's see. So you can see if I go to home page, okay, it didn't work. It's working. Okay, it's working now. So if I go to contact page, I want to do the same. Okay, I want to do the same, so I'll just do the exact same things. I'll just paste it here and I'll just paste it here and I'll just paste it here. I'll just paste it here. I'll just paste it here. Okay, so now this is for about, this is for contact, so I'm just gonna say contact, 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 right? And similarly about, so if path name is about, about, okay, if path name is uh if path name is login, so login, login, login and login. Okay, so if path name is register, so register, 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 register. Okay, perfect. So you can see that I did one mistake, I guess. Okay, just a second. It's for product. Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, products, products, and products. Okay, so now you would understand what I've done is I've simply said that if path name is home, so I'm gonna show active button. Okay, active button. That means if path current page which you are at is home, so I'm gonna show that home button is active. Okay, else home button is normal, not active. Okay, similarly I'm gonna say that if contact page, I'm in contact page, so I'm gonna highlight the contact button, else I'm not gonna highlight the contact button. If I am at about page, I'm gonna highlight the about button. Okay, if I am at about page, I'm gonna highlight the about button, else I'm not gonna highlight. If I am at login page, I'm gonna highlight the login button, else I'm not gonna highlight login button. Similarly register, so here I'm just gonna write register. Okay, and register. Perfect. Okay, so let's see. So right now if I just refresh, and one more problem is here. Okay, I have to write here slash register. Perfect. So now you can see if I'm at home, home would be highlighted. If I'm at contact, you can see contact is highlighted. If I'm at about, you can see about is highlighted. Login is highlighted. Register is highlighted. Products is highlighted. Perfect. So that's how active is targeted using the use path name hook which we have in Next.js, right? So guys, I hope you understood how we can perform navigation in Next.js, and we also explored right now use path name to easily track which path you are at. Okay, so that's it, and I hope you understood this video. Today we covered about navigation, layouts, and metadata. Okay, these three things are covered today. Now the important things of Next.js are completed. In the next video we are going to integrate Redux with Next.js. Okay, Redux is very important. It's like when you log in and you get the user data, you get your own user data. So instead of getting user data again and again, like for different purposes, we store our user data somewhere so that we can use it again and again. Okay, so use location का क्या होगा फिर? Okay, use location, I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Are you talking about getting that latitude, longitude? I'm just gonna search about it. Okay, in Next.js, I think we don't have. Just let me just search about it. Use location in Next.js. We don't have use location in Next.js. I think in React.js we had use location. Okay, in React.js we had use location, and the same purpose to get the location where you are at. But in Next.js we actually use path name. Okay, so it's similar. Okay, it's similar, right? So the difference is just like in React.js, you have this name as a use location, and React.js in Next.js, you have the name as use path name. Okay, so in React.js, use location, in Next.js, you have use path name. Okay, right. So now that's it. I'm gonna upload the source code to my GitHub profile. For that, what you need to do is you just need to search for my GitHub profile, github.com/viraj014. Just go to this profile. You can follow me here, and you can check out my Instagram also. In the repositories, you would find TypeScript, Nextjs, GFG. The whole source code for today and previous classes will be available here. Okay, right now my pj2 is not there, so I'm just gonna upload it. Okay, so let me just close it first, and cd dot dot cd dot dot and git add dot git commit m. This is day, I think day 4 or day 5. Okay, anyways, I'm just gonna write here layout navigation, layout navigation. Okay, that's it. And then git push. Okay, perfect. So now the source code is uploaded. What you can do is you can just check out this repository. I'll also share the link in live chat, or you can visit the GitHub profile. You'll find this repository, right? So that's it. Okay, let me just refresh. Okay, so just go here, and in the repositories you would find TypeScript Next.js GFG. If you don't find this, you can search the name here. If I click on this, you would see Next.js codes. Okay, inside this my pj2 is available, which I created today, right? So I hope you understood this video. Bye Sarji, bye bye bro. I will see you in the next one. Till then, have a good day. Bye bye.